Today's video is my want to reads, and these are going to be the October 2021 book releases. Tell me next in the comments if next time you want me to actually read through all of the synopses. Just a little quick explanation of my want to reads video series. Basically any books that I see or hear about, I will try to make a list of, or I try to bookmark it, and every once in a while I want to put a video together, just kind of spewing out, these are the books I've heard about that I want to read, just so that I kind of have a list of the books that I want to read. I also like looking to see what new releases are coming out. Yeah, it took me hours to make this list, so I'm not gonna do it this way very often. I'm definitely not gonna do this on a monthly basis, because it would take me like 3 days just to make the list, and oh my goodness, so much work. So don't expect this all the time, but every once in a while I'll do one where it's new releases, and then I'll do one where it's just randomness. But I did like putting this list together so I could see what new is out there. And in this video series, I intend to backlist books, which means books that were released before this year, and new releases. But this video specifically is just the releases from October 2021, which at the time of me making this video is new releases, but I don't know when you're watching this video, so they might be backlisted by the time you're watching this. Also, a little disclaimer for this whole video series, release dates change. I can make mistakes. I'm only going based on the information that is given to me on the screen, which can change or be wrong. I can be wrong on the genre of the book. I tried to put them in the list as like under each genre, so I could be wrong about the placement of the genre, I could be wrong about the release date. Some of these, like when I was looking at the paperbacks, the hardcover had been released, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, so I'm gonna run into that. I am just me trying to spend hours making this huge list so that we can see what's new this month, and I will make mistakes, so please forgive me. And I will end up mispronouncing stuff because I didn't listen to hear a pronunciation of these things, but at least you'll know what books came out this month, which, like in this case, there's over 100 in this list that I have in front of me, and oh my god, it took me hours. Okay, so first I spent 4 hours skimming through an advanced search on Amazon. I have a little video of how to do an advanced search on Amazon to look for a specific year and month, as long as they created the listing correctly, it will be listed there. Usually I'll have to, it only shows like 75 pages worth of books at a time, so you have to go through each genre so that you can get more books shown to you. Otherwise, you only get 75 of all the genres, but if you go each genre, then you get 75 of this genre, 75 pages of this, so that's better to do. But it took me 4 hours just to skim and bookmark the books. Then I went through and grabbed the info of the books and threw it into a Word document and tried to eliminate repeats, because there was repeats. I'd looked at hardcover and paperback. So, get comfortable, get you a snack and a drink, and let's sit and talk about books, not the books, being published and released. It means the same thing. You get what I'm saying. The book's for October of 2021. I'll put the cover over here. And most of, I'm not listing every single book. I'm just talking about the ones that I seen that looked interesting to me. Or that I thought that someone else out there would like to read. There were a couple that I'm like, ooh, Kat would love that, or Kayla would love that, So I'm going to start with the graphic novels. The first graphic novel that I noticed was Dune, the graphic novel, Volume 1, Deluxe Collector's Edition, the hardcover version being released on October 12th of 2021. I have not read Dune yet, but do you want me to read you the synopsis? I think I'm going to try to. So, Dune, Frank Herbert's epic science fiction masterpiece set in the far future amidst a sprawling, feudal interstellar society, tells the story of Paul Atreides as he and his family accept control of the desert planet Arrakis. Forgive me if I mispronounce stuff. A stunning blend of adventure and mysticism, environmentalism, and politics, Dune is a powerful, fantastical tale that takes an unprecedented look into our universe and is transformed by the graphic novel format. Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson's adaptation retains the integrity of the original novel, and Raoul Allen and Patricia Martin's magnificent illustrations, along with the cover art, bring the book to life for a new generation of readers. A national bestseller, Dune, the graphic novel, is now available in a deluxe collector's edition with an increased trim size of 7.5 by 11.25, printed on high-quality matte art paper in a fox cloth slipcase with gold foiling stamping tin tip-on cover. Yeah, it's cool looking. And it's Dune. So, who doesn't love graphic novels? Among Us, a traitor in space, paperback graphic novel. An imposter determined to kill them all. Welcome to the deadliest spaceship of all time. The intrigue of everyone's favorite video game comes to life in this unofficial Among Us adventure. V is a young astronaut ready for any challenge that comes his way. His next assignment, locate and repair the Skeld, a well-known international spaceship that has been navigated on pilot mode for years. 10 astronauts from around the world are tasked with this crucial mission. They must check wiring systems, align telescopes, clean vents, and survive. To the crew's horror, one of the astronauts is killed in the reactor room. Another one is found dead in the cafeteria. There's an imposter in their midst. Will they be able to identify the culprit before it's too late? It's a casual fling. Jennifer Ryan has the perfect life, a loving family, a high-paying job in a corporate law, a luxurious apartment in Upper Manhattan. Then one day she steps out of her marriage and finds that her new lover isn't the one-night stand she expected. Stalked and threatened with exposure, Jennifer attempts to unravel the true identity of her tormentor, discovering valuable clues in the trail of destruction left in this mysterious man's wake. Interesting. Sea of Stars, Volume 2. I'll show Volume 1, Volume 2, if I want to read that, because it might spoil Book 1. Okay, so if it's a sequel, I'm not going to read the synopsis because it's going to spoil Book 1 for people who haven't read Book 1. So, just, if you like the book, go check it out down there. Radio Apocalypse, Book 1. Long after the rock out of space struck the world and turned it all to dust, in Bakerstown stands the last radio station on the planet. Radio Apocalypse, broadcasting into the unknown, a beacon in the dark for those who wander the lost places. Now change is coming to Bakerstown. Among the refugees flocking into an already precarious settlement, an orphan boy, Ryan, caught in an indiscretion, will twine his fate with the radio station, and in doing so begin this mixtape of love and heartbreak, an interminable hope, the soundtrack to the end of the world. Nuclear family. America, 1957. Elvis dominates the airwaves, and apple pie is served after every meal. But with the dark cloud of nuclear holocaust looming, Korean War vet Tim McLean's major concern is taking care of his family in the atomic age. When the first bomb does drop on an unexpected Midwest city, Tim and his family find themselves plunged into a strange new world, where what's left of the United States has gone underground while continuing to wage war on Russia with unthinkable tactics. Based on Philip K. Dick's short story Breakfast at Twilight, Nuclear Family is written by Stephanie Phillips and illustrated by Tony Chastain. Star Trek. It's Cold War era science fiction at its most timely and terrifying. Fine print. How do you deal with a broken heart? Junk food, excessive drinks, dubious contracts with ancient gods. When it comes to Lauren Thomas, the queen of bad decisions, the answer is always the worst possible choice. She finds herself in a rare opportunity to have her broken heart patched up by the highest-rated god of desire. The problem is, it's a contested title. Join us in the tale of gods and mortals, love, lust, and death, and one woman's bad choice that starts it all with a simple bite on a golden apple. Interesting. Is Origins. This one's supposed to be out October 26th. 1,000 years after humans have gone extinct and artificial intelligence has taken over the world, a single man is brought back to life, David Adams, the genius whose technology was responsible for the destruction of his species, and who has been given a second chance at life in order to save mankind and undo his biggest mistake. Okay, it's going to take forever to read through all these, so I'm just going to say the titles. Emotional Data, Far Sector, Hollow Heart, the complete series, paperback, October 19th. Sirens, Volume 1, this one, came out September. See, that's one of those mistakes that I make. But I'm almost to here anyhow, for the heck of it. And, that's why I did it. Sirens Volume 2, October 18th. The Dark Age. When civilization collapses, a father must try and repair his relationship with his children while fighting to keep them alive. Megatropolis, Book 1. The Electric Black. Obey Me. Dark Souls, the complete collection. A Silent Voice, complete collector's edition 1. The Keeper of the Night. Helm Grey Castle. Night Hunters. Forgotten Blade. Graven Eye. Now we're going into, this is just literature and fiction, basic fiction. Called The Eater of Darkness. Sins and Science. When math meets aftermath, all hell will break loose. A Land Without Walls. Now we're going into the genre of, history and criticism. Take arms against a sea of troubles, the power of the reader's mind over a universe of death. Genre poetry. Of Ochre and Ash by Eleanor Hooker. Now we're just back into basic fiction again. Slaughter Daughter. Spirited. Diablo The Order. For more than 10 years, Diablo has been one of the PC gaming's iconic and blockbuster franchises, with millions of players experiencing to this day all the adventure and terror in the world of Sanctuary. Now, to tie in with the long-awaited release of Blizzard Entertainment's all-new game Diablo 3, the original novel, Deckard Kane will bridge the untold story of one of Diablo's most popular characters. Now a much older man, Deckard Kane is on a mission to find the remnants of a rumored horrific cell, and must call upon all of his knowledge and wit to teach and inspire those around him, even as they face danger and death at every turn. Can he lead the return of a ragtag group of Horadrim and their ideals to sanctuary, or will he die out with Kane himself? The Battle of Evermore, the Stone of Kings. You may. I think that's how you say it. Captivating fantasy. Yeah, I can't speak. A captivating fantasy novel about demons, dreams, and a young woman teaching English in Japan. Cursed, an anthology. 20 curses, old and new, from best-selling fantasy authors such as Neil Gaiman, Christina Henry, M.R. Carey, and Charlie Jane Anders. Give Way to Night, Avon Cycle. This is book 2. Did I mention book 1? No. But book 2. Oh, yes I did. Book 1 is From Unseen Fire, which came back in April of 2019. The Vampires Fall, Creatures of the Night. Where the Stars Sing. The Girl from Vicky. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Cunning Folk. A compelling folk horror story of deadly rivalry and the oldest magic from the 4 times winner of the August Derleth Award for Best Horror Novel. Nice. The King's Anatomist, the journey of Andreas Vesalius. Payback's a Witch, the Witches of Thistlegrove. It's book 1. Chilling adventures of Sabrina meets the L-Word in this fresh, sizzling rom-com by Lena Harper. Ooh, cool rom-com. Alternate Planes, stories of prairie speculative fiction. Alright. The man runs for his life from the promise of death held by trees. A lost VHS tape offers footage of a lost grisly history. A diaspora clings to magical shards of home and more in this collection of genre fiction by authors from across the Canadian prairies. Oh, that's cool. It's Canadian. Nice. Faye Far Away. Woman who travels back in time to be reunited with the mother she lost when she was a child. Okay. It Rose Up, a selection of lost Irish fantasy stories. The Original Glitch. The Devil and the Dairy Princess. Tales the Devil Told Me. Deadheading and Other Stories. The 90s Quizpedia, the ultimate book of trivia. Okay, now we're into the horror genre. Bleed More, Body More. Horror is what happens when evil overtakes the heart. Blood Cruise. The 12 Even Stranger Days of Christmas. The Essex Witch Museum Mysteries. It's book 7 of 7. Don't Push the Button. The Workshop of Filthy Creation. We're still got a lot to go here. Body Shocks, Extreme Tales of Body Horror. This is one that I thought Kat might like. Flowers for the Sea. Trouble the Waters, Tales from the Deep Blue. The Ghost Sequences. Don't Move. Beyond the Veil. The Dark Horse, a Book of Horror. The Restoration. The Letters of Mina Harker. Bellamy's debut novel revives the central female character from Bram Stoker's Dracula and imagines her as an independent woman living in San Francisco during the 1980s. Inanimates, Tales of Everyday Fear. Tranquil Heights. Katie Edgecombe is questioning everything she thought she knew. She thought the family curse was fake, just a scary story her mom told her to keep her from misbehaving. The firstborn daughters in each of the last 3 generations lost their lives on their 25th birthdays. A series of tragic accidents sending shockwaves of grief through multiple generations. It isn't until Katie is faced with the real-time impacts of the curse that she starts to believe it may be more than a story, and she sets out to discover the origins of the family's fabled curse. Her only clue lies in an exclusive girls' preparatory academy in Washington that was once an asylum. There, she must face heartbreak, ugly truths, and events so terrifying that they threaten to sever her very ties to reality. She has no choice. Katie is pregnant, and she won't let her child become another life claimed by the curse. The Styria. Many stories are told about the seas of Stormina, ghost ships, sea witches, and monsters. Helena never expected to end up within one of those stories. Now she must find a way to live with the once infamous pirate Turnog and his crew. When she also comes face to face with the sea witch Isadora and learns of the curse she has placed on her new friends, Helena must find a way to break the curse. This Thing Between Us, paperback. A widower battles his grief, rage, and the mysterious evil inhabiting his home smart speaker in this mesmerizing horror thriller from Gus Moreno. Yeah. The Wild Dark, part of the Wild Oblivion. Ghost, soul-eating wolves, world-consuming woods, and a friendship that defies death. Weird Women, supernatural fiction, by groundbreaking female writers 1852 to 1923. Ghost Stories, an elegantly hair-raising collection of Edith Wharton's ghost stories, selected and with a preface written by the author herself. Dark Country. Too often people mistake monsters for gods. The Sculptor. Oniros? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. In Leipzig, an undertaker named Konstantin Korff harbors a cruel secret. In Minsk, an unscrupulous scientist performs questionable experiments, and in Paris, a plane that is about to take off crashes into an airport terminal with deadly consequences for its passengers. An investigation into the accident begins immediately, but the results are puzzling. All occupants were dead before the plane hit the building. What the police do not know is that there was one survivor, but even as they blunder into the investigation, Konstantin Korff and the mysterious scientist are already on his trail, all 3 bound together by the same curse, a curse that makes them a danger to everyone around them. ZRT Division, Tennessee. Zombie Response Team. That's why. Stephen King Short Fiction. So he has this whole collection of 4 of his well-loved horror stories. The Midst, Apartment Pupil, Apt Pupil, The Body, and The Sundog. The Haunted Bookstore, Gateway to a Parallel Universe, Light Novel, Volume 1, The Spirit Daughter and the Exorcist's Son. Nice. An atmospheric fantasy series for bibliophiles and fans of Japanese ghost stories. And don't miss the manga adaptation, also from 7 Seas. Cool. Okay, I'm very interested in that one now. The Goddess of Nothing at All, Unwritten Runes. Black Mass Rising. The Trapper. The Call of Cthulhu, a mystery in 3 parts. The Ghost of Gehen Hill. Finches. Strange folk you'll never meet. Alright. This back. Empire of Bones, the Northern Crusade. Not seeing is a flower. Okay. Thriller and suspense. We're going on to the new genre, thriller and suspense. The Unheard. Cardiff by the Sea, 4 novellas of suspense. Spiteful Bones, a Crispin guest mystery, number 14. Destroying Angel, The Seeker, book 3. A Death in the Hospital, Euphemia, Martin's Mysteries, book 15, sorry. The Big Book of Victorian Mysteries. The Emperor's Exile, Eagles of the Empire, it's book 18. Under the Eagle, a tale of military adventure and reckless heroism with the Roman legions. Brides of Rome, a novel of the Vestal Virgins. The Family Secret, a gripping historical mystery from the USA Today best-selling author Kat Carlisle. Really? But the author says Terry Lynn Thomas. I'm very confused. Anyway, this is book 2. The Ghosts of Thorwald Place. Trust no one, especially your neighbors. Investigating Helen. The Hungry Earth. In Another Light. Death in a Desert Garden, B.A. Rivers Mystery. Sherlock Holmes and the Egyptian Tomb Mystery. The Lighthouse Witches. Desolate Places. The Family Tree. The DNA results are back and there's a killer in the family tree. The new gripping debut serial killer thriller for 2021. Boom, boom, boom. The Stalker. Hiding Behind Robes. Soundrise. Mysterious House on Cannon Hill. Only Truth. Shelter. Serpentine, an Alex Delaware novel. As the Wicked Watch, the first Jordan Manning novel. A Game of Sorrows, this is book 2. The Stolen Sisters. The Mother Next Door. Isolate, or hashtag Isolate. This is book 2. I'm guessing that book 1 was called Glitch. Now we're going into the genre of mysteries. In the Company of Witches, an Evenfall Witches B&B mystery. A House of Ghosts, a gripping murder mystery set in a haunted house. No Memes of Escape, a Brooklyn murder mystery is book 2. Mulled to Death, a Colorado wine mystery. The Keepers of Metzen Vallow, Death on Demand, Underneath. To the Tome of Murder, a Beyond the Page bookstore mystery, it's book 7 out of 8. Interesting. Death by Hot Apple Cider, a bookstore cafe mystery, book 9. Beneath Her Skin, a Kez Morris file. The Magnificent Madness of Tessa Wiggins. The Wicked Bible. The Final Chapter. Royal Mysteries, the Medieval Period. Cool. Did that one. The Brides of Maricourt. Viking folk tales, the world's greatest myths and legends. The Almost Queen. City of Floods, the Fall of the Crow King. Dust Dusk-born radiance, a mother's question. Liege killer, the Paratois saga, book 1. Okie dokie. 1980s cult classics. Must be a re-release. Map's Edge, The Tethered Citadel, The Assassin's Legacy, Mint and Magic, book 2. Kurog, Fire Lily. I'm not sure which number. So it's of the Fire Lily series, was this Kurog. So book 1 is Fire Lily, book 2 is Bezbel, and book 3 is Kurog. Princess Floralinda and the 40-Flight Tower. Now we're into the genre of action-adventure. Cry of the Firebird. Dance of a Burning Sea, the Masao, book 2. The Frozen Crown, part of the Warrior Witch duology, it's book 1. Tales from the Mount, a Blue Rose anthology. Legacy of 7, A Guardian Rises. A Tryst of Fate, the Xanic novels, number 45 out of 45. Warriors of God, Hussite trilogy, book 2. Book 1 was called The Tower of Fools. Now we're getting into the young adult genre. The Bone Valley. Floating Dragon. Faculty of Murder, Mother Paul Investigates. Daughter of Lies and Ruin, The Witches of Blackbone 2. Book 1 was called A Curse of Ash and Embers and came out in January. Oh, that's quick. A Golden Fury. Hi. The Grim Rose Girls, book 1. This is considered to be sci-fi. Transforming Girls, the work of 19th century adolescents. Creepy Cat, volume 1. Fly by Night, a graphic novel. Spectre Inspectors. The Ghosts of Marshley Park. Vespertine, this is considered a sci-fi. The Mirror Shattered Midnight, it's book 2. Between Shades of Grey, it is a graphic novel. They Stay, a suspenseful young adult supernatural mystery. Scales of Ash and Smoke. Squad. The Violent Season. Storm to Spring, Matrons of Myong. Book 1 was called Spark to Shadow. Came out in February. The Holiday Switch, underlined paperbacks. Babylon Twins, number 1. Now we're going into the genre of nonfiction. The Penguin Book of Dragons. I want that one. I like dragons. Daughter of Black Lake. Now we're going into the genre of romance. Love, comment, subscribe. Not Your Average Hot Guy. Donut, Fall in Love. April, May, Fall, Mommy Wars 3. Nostalgia is Heartless, book 2. How We Got to Today. A Shadow in the Ember, Flesh and Fire 1 by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Well Matched. The Factory Girl and the Fae. The Good, the Bad, and the Dumped. Haunted House, A Crew of Hunters. When the Echo Answers, a companion to In the Echo of This Ghost Town. Immortal Consequences. This is a paranormal romance. It's book 2 of 2. I guess book 1 was called House Secrets. Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist. Delightful second chance holiday romance. Working It Out. Book 1. Out of Time. Whispers of the Runes. Too brazen to bite, gothic historical romance. Behind the Veil. All the Feels. The Christmas Escape. Indigo Ridge, part of the Edens series. Rules for Heiresses, a lush historical romance. Divine Burdens, the Passionate Pantheon, is an erotica, so most likely be level 5, just a warning. Science fiction genre. Far from the Light of Heaven, Cretaceous Dawn. Dinosaurs. Love dinosaurs. I hope I was. And I'm getting goofy now. Goddess of Limbo, The Forgotten Splinters Chronicles. Red Shirts, a novel with the 3 codas. So Star Trek. The Villain's Journey, Descent and Return in Science Fiction and Fantasy. Against the Machine, Manifesto, Essential Prose. Where the Stars Rise, Asian Science Fiction and Fantasy Anthology series. Okay. Finally. I think I'm done filming for today. I'm tired. Yeah. And I was just saying titles for most of them. I know reading the synopses would be more fun, but I'm exhausted. That was a lot of books to just even say the title of. Maybe I'll try again. Maybe on the next one I'll actually read the synopses and try to film in smaller chunks. That might do better. Right now I'm exhausted and hungry. Alright, laters. Bye. There we go. Can you see my little earrings? This is gonna take so long, but I love the idea of creating it anyhow. I'm not sure if I want to read through the synopses or if I just want to say the titles and show the cover, because there's over 100 here. And I think if I talk through them, I'm gonna have to split it up into multiple videos. I don't know. I have nobody to ask. Nobody's gonna tell me. I guess I'll try to keep it brief on each. I don't know. Here, let me start a new little video. New little clip. When I hit record, it doesn't show the vignette. Okay. Oh. Let me back up a little bit here. Let's see my shirt. It's the Anderson Sisters. Oh, look. Another glorious morning. Makes me sick. I forget. Did I get this one on Shein or Amazon? I think I got this one at Amazon. I'll link it down below. I'm pretty sure I got this on Amazon. But anyhow, I love it. It's actually not bad. Alright, I should get into this since there's 100 books here. Over 100. And it's out by Kindle and Comixology. So this is book 2, Sea of Stars. And I'll try to put the cover and the date like above my head or something. We'll see. Maybe. Or excuse me. Should have brought my pop over here. There we go. Now we're filming. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's like I want to, but also, yeah, that's a lot to read. Should have brought my extra batteries into the reading nook with me to start with. I have to remember that next time. Okay, so we left off with, that's why I have that here. I'm like, why did I have this in the list? Gotcha. Yikes. And we're back. I was. And I'm getting goofy now.